I'm Dr. Luke Kane, a Senior Medical Officer at Helix International. At Helix, we specialise in travel risk management and emergency medical assistance. Our team of doctors, nurses and coordinators is here to support you wherever you are. Before you head off, there are a few important steps you want to consider to make sure you're really travel ready. First, get a good understanding of your current physical health. Ideally, make an appointment with your regular doctor or a travel health specialist at least 6 to 8 weeks before you leave. It's a great opportunity to talk through any health concerns you might have, as well as discuss the kinds of activities you've got planned. That way you'll get advice that's tailored and specific to you. If you've got any pre-existing medical conditions, this step is especially important. Make sure you've completed any necessary tests or treatments well ahead of time. And if you're managing a complex diagnosis, it can be helpful to ask your doctor for a copy of your medical management plan, just in case you need to see a specialist while you're away. If you're taking any regular medication, it's essential to check ahead with Helix so we can advise if medications are legal and safe to bring into your destination country. Some medications that are routine at home for things like ADHD or sleeping pills might be considered narcotics abroad. Helix will help you verify this information ahead of time so you don't run into any surprises at customs and you can travel without unexpected legal issues. Ensure you have all the necessary documents, including prescriptions and a letter from your healthcare provider that explains what you're taking and why. It's also important to ensure your vaccinations are up to date and that you've had any required travel vaccines. Some may be specific to the country you're visiting or even to you personally. Depending on where you're going, anti-malaria tablets may also be recommended. You can contact Helix for the most up-to-date travel health advice for your destination. Last but not least, think about preparing a travel health kit before you go. This should include your usual prescription medications, plus any over-the-counter items you might need. Depending on where you're headed, you might also want to pack hand sanitizer, masks, insect repellent, sunscreen, and basic first aid supplies. And one final reminder, always think ahead when it comes to sexual health. STIs can be more prevalent in certain countries, and access to things like pre- or post-exposure HIV medication, for example, can be limited. So carry protection and be aware of local healthcare access. But it's also really important to consider your mental health alongside your physical health. Traveling, especially overseas, can be an exciting but challenging experience. New environments, unfamiliar customs, and being far away from your support systems can sometimes bring on stress or even culture shock, even if you don't expect it. That's why it's important to think ahead when it comes to your mental well-being. If you're already working with a mental health provider, have a conversation with them before you leave. Ask about options for continuing your care remotely while you're abroad, even if you're feeling fine right now. Have a plan in place that gives you a safety net. No one likes to think about emergencies when planning a trip, but knowing what to do if something goes wrong is just as important as packing your bags. Start by learning the emergency number for your destination. While 112 works in many countries, places like North America and the Philippines use 911, so don't assume it's the same everywhere. It's also worth knowing which number connects you to ambulance, police, or fire services specifically, as that can vary. Before you leave, take a few minutes to research how to call for emergency help at your destination. This information can be found on the Travel Oracle app under the specific country profile, Host Nation Support. Keep a list of key contacts easily accessible, including the contact details for Helix, your institution or employer, and any on-the-ground support services. Don't forget that the embassy in your host country can also be a vital resource. They're here to help in high-stress situations and can guide you through the next steps. It's also a good idea to leave copies of key travel documents like your passport, itinerary, credit cards, and school or work enrollment proof with someone you trust back home. That way, if anything goes missing while you're away, they can help you recover the details quickly. Always carry your emergency contacts with you, both in your phone and written down somewhere safe. Make a list of people or services you might need to reach while abroad and check in with someone back home regularly. Before you travel, make sure you bring a small amount of home currency as a backup emergency fund. You can easily exchange this for local currency once you arrive, and it's a great safety net in case your cards don't work or ATMs are hard to find. Don't forget to notify your bank and credit card companies that you'll be traveling. If you don't, they might flag your overseas purchases as suspicious and freeze your account. It's smart to keep a little local cash on you, especially for small purchases, tips, or transport where cards might not be accepted. Talking of tips, do some research on the tipping culture of your destination because many places don't tip or tip a small amount only. These days, many newer phones support eSIMs, which means you can buy a local data plan before you leave home. There are many services online which let you set up an eSIM while you're still at home, and then you've got mobile data the moment you land. Make sure you have a plan for staying connected in place before your flight, and it will make your arrival so much smoother, especially when you need to navigate or contact someone on the ground. That said, don't rely on your phone for everything. Think about what would happen if you couldn't access it. For example, if it got stolen, run out of battery, or it just didn't work where you are. Have paper copies of your key documents like your passport and a visa, and write down emergency contacts and important addresses. If you haven't already, take some time to explore your destination before you go. Watch films from that country, read books by local authors, or just dive into blogs and YouTube channels about the area. The more you understand the culture and history, the more rewarding and less overwhelming your experience will be. Download and register your Helix travel safety app, Travel Oracle, as you can explore your destination's support information as well as medical, security information and cultural norms, which will help you make informed decisions and prepare for your trip. Finally, learning even just a few keywords in the local language, things like hello, please and thank you, can go a long way in making connections and showing respect.